I love gaming, but these days there is something big that a lot of new games are missing: a soul. There are games in recent years that do have one. The 2018 God of War, for example, that has one for me. The developers poured everything into it to do something new and exciting. But some of the ones that I could tell that had the most heart and soul were the original Bioware games. Dragon Age Origins, for example. If you play that today, there's just something completely different about it. It's just telling a great story. The developers had so much time and talent and aimed to make a great, dark fantasy game for the fans. Mass Effect is another example of developers trying their very best to make a game and creating a great story with massive choices. With Bioware releasing Dragon Age The Veilguard soon, many people miss the original Bioware. Where are the developers that made those all-time classics? They are in Texas at Archetype Entertainment, building a new AAA game. The lead designer of Dragon Age Origins and the writer of Mass Effect 1 and 2 are just two people that are working on my most anticipated game right now. Exodus: Become the Traveler, a new up-and-coming sci-fi epic being created by the original Bioware developers. This has the potential to be absolutely incredible because Baldur's Gate 3, one of the biggest, most popular games ever, is 100% inspired by Dragon Age Origins. So what can the developers that inspired Baldur's Gate 3 do with today's gaming technology? Like and subscribe if you like my videos, as it helps them reach new people, thank you. There have been new things released by Exodus in recent weeks. Just the other day, they released a new cinematic about a new enemy in the game called the Mariyama. A weird, creepy, haunting, alien-looking thing floating around in space. Seeing that makes me think that this game is going to be darker than I originally thought. And by the way, that is Matthew McConaughey absolutely narrating that cinematic. First time we've heard his character in the game speaking. He is very ominous and creepy sounding. I'm excited because this could be a hybrid game. Exodus: Become the Traveler could have the sci-fi elements of Mass Effect, but then it could also have the darkness and the grittiness of Dragon Age Origins, which would be incredible to me. There has also been some 3D art released of some of the enemies in Exodus. Two wolf-looking creatures. One is a creepy, skinny creature, and the other is a hulked-out wolf, polar bear-looking thing. All of the aliens in Exodus are not aliens in the term that we think of. They are all descendant of Earth creatures that have been separated on other worlds over the years and evolved and adapted to living there for centuries. The Celestials, the main villains of the game, are evolved humans, for example. The cinematic trailer that they released at the end of last year, the 5-minute one that's on their YouTube channel, is a trailer you watch and go, this game looks like it has a soul. Just from that one trailer, it's a well-told story in like 5 minutes. All the interviews out there with the developers, you can see them geeking out about their own game. They are passionate about it and they say it's a passion project for them. James Olin said he came out of retirement and recruited the developers he wanted to work with, which is code for the OG Bioware veterans, by the way. I am super excited for Exodus and hopeful that they will stick the landing because of the developers' CVs, literally. The creators of Dragon Age Origins and Mass Effect are making this game. Archetype Entertainment is the true Bioware, in my opinion. The developers that made Bioware successful left because of the drama within the company at EA and Bioware, and no one really is fully aware of this. I mean the big Twitch streamers and YouTubers. Exodus: Become the Traveler, it's relatively under the radar right now. I think if they pull this off, that's when gamers could go crazy for it, because it will come out of nowhere. Look at the new Dragon Age. I actually think it will be relatively good, but a lot of people aren't 100% sold on the tone and the designs of the monsters. They're not as scary as the original Dragon Age game. It's more quirky like Marvel and the slight cartoonish design going on. I saw a picture or a video where it showed that the heads for Dragon Age the Veilguard for the characters are just slightly too big, they're like slightly too large, and that just makes it look a wee bit cartoony, but that's the style choice. But people that absolutely loved Origins aren't getting the Dragon Age they wanted. It's different now, and whether it's good or not, there's still a hunger out there for a darker, deeper, more realistic game, and the Veilguard isn't quite that for people. So far it might be, but from the trailers, we'll see. Exodus Become the Traveler, however, could be that game that fills the void. I'm going to play the new Dragon Age. I think it could be fun for what it is, but I still want something more gritty. The developers at Archetype are under the leadership of one of the MVPs of Dragon Age Origins, and that Mariyama trailer straight away screams out that this game will get dark and sinister, which to me is so reminiscent of the Darkspawn from Dragon Age Origins. It's the same guy. So again, the writer of this game is Drew Karpyshyn, who wrote Mass Effect. The developers said that Drew Karpyshyn played Exodus and said, this game is actually fun. And he apparently doesn't like playing games. That's why Mass Effect to me is so brilliant. He isn't a game developer, Drew Karpyshyn. He's a proper writer of comic books and novels, Star Wars novels and stuff. He's the real deal. He's a writer first. That's why the lore is so rich in Mass Effect. The snippets of gameplay we saw shows this game will heavily play like Mass Effect, a third-person shooter with 2 squad mates with you at all times, flying around the galaxy, visiting strange planets. But every time you travel to another part of the galaxy, days for your character and squad means years for everyone else back home. Every time you jet off to a mission, the people you leave behind will have aged, maybe died, depending on how far you travel. So that for me will help get attached to the companions with me, the only ones that stay with us the entire time. They will 100% do the Mass Effect thing, I'm betting, of leaving a companion behind or choosing between 2 of them, which one survives and which one dies. They'll do that to me again, right? All I want is a solid game, a brilliant game, and all of the games being made just now, this is the one I'm looking at going, this has the most potential. I'm hopeful because this has a huge chance of being an all-time classic, because the people that are making this have a track record of making all-time classic games. Games that have stood the tests of time and are still beloved. The new Dragon Age is being compared to the original that came out 15 years ago. And now those people that made that are making a new game at the same time as Bioware. The potential that this has to blow everything out of the water is staggeringly high. They have already been working on this for like 4 or 5 years at this point in secret, so I reckon we might be in for a real treat with this one. And keep an eye on Secret Level in December, the Amazon series with the gaming characters in it, because Exodus has an episode in it, which will hit around the same time as the Game Awards, I'm thinking. So hopefully we get more information on Exodus then. Maybe a big trailer or something. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Give us a like, subscribe if you're excited for Exodus Become the Traveler, and I will see you again in the next video. Cheerio!